3 years ago, I recorded this episode right here. I took the challenge and the risk of setting out to record what I considered at the time a guide with some tips on how to date Polish people. To this day, it's one of my most popular videos, and I am amazed by the amount of messages that I still receive with people wanting to pick my brain on how to date Polish people. And sometimes they find themselves in a relationship with a Pole and they're trying to figure things out, and sometimes even outright trying to save their relationship with a Pole. And also, something else that has changed drastically since I recorded that video is the fact that I now live in Poland. I'm basically neck deep into anything and everything Polish. So my perspective has broadened drastically. Makes me feel a little bit adventurous once again. And today, we're gonna have an updated guide on how to successfully date Polish people. Boom! Boom! Cześć ludzie! What's up people? Hola, JT here. Welcome to another episode. Poland is pretty in vogue right now. This country all of a sudden has exploded. It's all over the place. Everybody wants to come and visit Poland. To me, this has been a gem, like a hidden gem, that I've enjoyed for quite a while. And one of the things that is changing, and you would not really see it very easily because, of course, it's not a tangible thing like you would, I don't know, infrastructure, is the society, the people. Polish people are changing. Polish people are still unapologetically Polish. Doesn't really matter what generation they belong to, but you do see some clear distinctions and kind of like a line that divides certain behavior, particularly when it comes to interpersonal relationships. The generation of the grandparents here in Poland, then the generation of, people born like in the 60s, 70s, and then now this newer generation, people now in their 20s, even early 30s. It's kind of like a slight different mindset. To me, it's very important that I bring this up because I'm going to talk about Polish people and what you should consider when it comes to going into a relationship with one of them. Because depending on who is it that you're trying to date, which Pole, and which generation they belong to, you might have to consider some things and you might not have to consider some others. The first tip that I have is to be open-minded. If you are trying to go into a relationship with a Pole, you will have to understand and accept that now your life will have a lot of Polish things in it. Poles are still very attached to their culture. It doesn't matter if they live abroad, they will go to the Polish sklep, they're gonna buy their Polish bread, they're gonna be talking to their friends in Polish, they're gonna curse in Polish, and you will be in the middle of all of this. Something that is extremely important is that you have to be open-minded when it comes to wanting to understand and wanting to try things that maybe to you are, of course, obviously foreign. This is particularly important when you're going to go and meet their friends or their family members. Like, come on. If you're gonna get invited to the household of a Pole, ooh boy, you better be on your A game. You better be open-minded because they're gonna offer you things. They're gonna open their house and they're literally gonna throw it out the window for you. They're gonna treat you like royalty. You have to understand that maybe you cannot say no. Some things will be offered to you that you're gonna have to put on your big boy pants and you're gonna have to try them. If you have a babcia putting a big plate of rosu in front of your face, dude, you better eat that. Bardzo dobre babciu. Sometimes someone is gonna hand you a pair of slippers that are used already and they're gonna go, here, there you go. Hey, they hand you a pair of slippers, not a big deal. Put them on, even if half of your feet is sticking out. The second tip that I have for you is a very important one. You have to be resourceful. If you're not naturally a person that is good getting things done, you have to learn because Polish people are renowned for this. They're like internationally known for being incredible problem solvers. They get things done fast, efficiently, actually really well. And this is not only about the men, okay? This includes the women. Polish women, oh my God. It's like, I cannot tell you how many times my wife, for example, has taking care of something that originally she asked me to do, but I guess I took longer that was acceptable in her mind, and she went on and she did it herself. And more times than not, with even rudimentary tools. But their strong will and determination puts them in a position that it's almost unbeatable. Let me tell you, the standards are gonna be set extremely high from the get-go. If you're a guy, you're a foreigner, and you want to date a Polish woman, the chances are that her dad, her brothers, hell, even her sisters, potentially her mom, are all going to be exceptionally good at getting stuff done. Something breaks, they're gonna fix it. And again, I'm not trying to feed stereotypes. I'm not saying the Polish people are great workers. No. It's literally the mindset behind things. Whether they know how to do it or they're specialized or not, it's the will to solve the problem in almost kind of like a dare that they have with whatever it is that arose at the time. Chcesz mi powiedzieć, że to nie działa? Daj. So it's particularly important that you learn and you at least try. They respect the effort that you're gonna put into something, and they will appreciate if you do it promptly. If you said you were gonna fix something up, but it took 3 weeks, trust me, even if you fix it, there are no applauses here. They're just gonna tell you, yeah, this should have been done 3 weeks ago. The third thing is to control your insecurities. Listen, I don't know which country you're from, right? You're a foreigner wanting to date or dating a Polish person. Maybe you are from another Latino country or from the Middle East or Africa. Maybe even from another European country. But you have to understand that there are certain particularities that Poles have. First of all, they're not too expressive to begin with. For example, to us Latinos, that poses a hurdle. It poses somewhat of a problem sometimes. Oftentimes we feel that they might be a little bit too sharp or sometimes a little bit too dry, like they lack tact. The way Poles react to you can sometimes instigate a little insecurity that might be dangerous for the relationship with a Pole. For example, I remember getting a message from a person that said that they were really struggling in a relationship with their Polish partner because they were trying to show this person that they love them and that they care for them. And all they got in return was a little bit of pushback, as if they were showing too much affection. They were trying a little bit too hard and a little bit of neediness. Poles are, although very family oriented, they're also very independent. They like to do things on their own. And hey, you might get one call, you might get one message throughout the day. Hey, is everything okay? Yeah, everything's okay. Good. Okay, bye. And to some people, that is like pressing the big button that says insecure. No, get your stuff in order and don't be insecure. Number 4, you cannot be a pushover. If you want to have a successful, long, beautiful relationship with a Polish person, you cannot be the butt of the joke. You know, Slavic culture is a culture of strength. It's a culture of bravery. And you see it all the time. If you live here, you will notice it very quickly that showing strength, showing stoicism is very important. I think sometimes too much, but for the most part, not to let anybody trick you or ride you. There's even a term, I've spoken about this already many times. I actually should maybe make a t-shirt, put it here. Ciepłe kluchy. Don't be a ciepłe kluchy man, a softie that doesn't speak their mind, doesn't put their foot down, and doesn't defend his ideas. Sometimes even against his own partner. I know that sometimes some of my things might come off more from the angle of a guy being with a Polish woman because that's my reality. But I believe that these things are also able to be applied if you're a woman in a relationship with a Polish guy. Polish men are strong, they are determined. So if you're a foreigner, a woman from another culture, hey, they are gonna be used to a Polish woman in their life, whether it's their mom or other relationships that they've had, and they're going to appreciate a little bit of tension, and they're going to respect the fact that, hey, it's okay. There's a little bit of tug on the rope from the other side. But this is particularly true if you're a foreigner male trying to date or dating a Polish woman. They cannot stand up ciepłe kluchy dude. They have an aversion to this. Like, if you're gonna take something from this video, forget all of the other points and listen to this one. Don't become a pushover. ever. The last tip that I want to give you today is to be your partner's biggest supporter. They really respond well to mimicking your emotions. I always say that poles are like aluminum, right? If you are warm, they're gonna be warm. If you're cold, they're gonna be cold. If you're angry, they're gonna respond angrily. But if you're kind, they're going to also be kind. If you are positive, they are going to be a little bit less negative. In this culture, there's a lot of generational trauma. People sometimes doubt themselves a little bit on whether they can achieve something or not. As a matter of fact, this is so prevalent here, they even make fun of that American attitude that is a little bit too full of itself. And I say this with the utmost respect to Poles, but I feel that sometimes they lack a little bit of self-belief, and you being the person that is next to them constantly reinforces their actions. You give them positive feedback. You try to be not only the helping hand, but the supporting actor. They will start discovering things about themselves that they didn't even knew they had it in them. And listen up, I am not telling you to become their therapist. I'm not even telling you to carry their burden or to necessarily think of yourself as superior. But because of that generational trauma, I feel that they have limits kind of like imposed onto themselves. Yeah, things are the way they are. Why am I going to push the boundaries more than that? If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. And this is the part where I explained before that generations are different. The younger Polish generation, they are way more daring. They want to go and do things that maybe their parents told them that they should not do. It's not worth doing or pursuing. They are not taking that, right? They're just going for it. So think yourself, kind of like my friend Phil says, as your partner's biggest fan. Let them know that you're interested in the things that they're interested in. Let them feel that their things are important to you. Because the positive reinforcement from family is a little bit non-existent. You did something good, you were supposed to do it good. If you did it wrong, we're gonna tell you that you did it wrong. And sometimes that breeds a certain type of low self-esteem in some things. So become your partner's biggest fan. Boom! That's all, guys. That's the end of this episode. I hope you liked it. If you're a foreigner in a relationship with a Pole, or a Polish person in a relationship with a foreigner, let me know what have been one of the biggest struggles for you guys, and also some of the biggest, most beautiful surprises. I am very aware, this is kind of like a big disclaimer, I am very aware that not all Polish people are the same. So some of these things will not fit everybody. But sometimes we can generalize a little for the greater good. Guys, see you on another episode. Do widzenia. I want to give a quick shout out to my buddy Phil, formerly known as Filip Mówi po polsku. My brother in arms, married to a wonderful Polish woman. He knows the pain, the suffering. He also knows the glory of being married to a Pole. We bounce ideas, and he actually bounced some ideas with me for the recording of this video. So, Phil, bardzo dziękuję, stary.